back to this Divinity Original Sin 2 Challenge Let's Play, and you are keeping on with Mr. Navidon. Alright, welcome everyone. Yes, I know it's been a long time since I've done one of these videos, but the time is now to jump back in and go get that achievement that I still don't have yet, and that is the honor mode one. Yeah, so that's what this whole thing's about, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there like me that says, okay, how do I get the most XP? There's not something that tells you what to do to get it. And you're right. It's a lot of trial and error and figuring out what works and what doesn't. And I'm not going to claim that I'm an expert on this. I'm obviously not. I occasionally will make a mistake, or more than occasionally. I definitely will make some. But with that said, I do have a basic understanding of the game and think that it's super fun. And it is fun to sometimes try new things because, well, you might like it. Might work out better than you would have thought it would have. So with all that being said, I am going to use a 4-man party. 4-man party is how you get the most XP. There's a couple quests that you need 4 in your party to get the max. So that's what this is all about. In fact, I'm hoping that by the end of this, I have more XP than what the guide says, because the guide assumes a little bit that you might not pick one of the origin characters that gives you a little bit more XP than another one does. So I'm going to pick the characters that the guide says gives you the most XP possible. So I'm going to do that. That's what I want. And we'll see how far it will take us. So all that being said, yes, in some ways, a 4-man party will be kind of easier, just because we can, if we don't have one of the characters CC one of the enemies, well, maybe the next one up will be able to. So for that reason, there's going to be a couple little quirky rules I've put on myself. One is no stealing of any kind. Yeah, I don't want to steal because, well, you could say that if you steal and the game's broken, then you can just have whatever skill you want at whim, and that's how I feel too. So will not steal. And I cannot learn Chameleon Cloak as a skill. I cannot learn it for any of the characters. Same with skin graft. I cannot learn skin graft for any of the characters. I may use some skin graft scrolls getting to Act 2. I might do that. Might have to. I don't know. I haven't got that far yet. But I'm hoping not to. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I might need to use a couple on the ship, and then after that, scrolls are not even allowed for skin graft. So we'll see. Okay, with all that being said, let's get to this. Last time I used Losa as a Hydrosophist, and she was my avatar. And we are going to continue with that. So let's go story, single player, tactician. Wait a minute. I just realized something. I'm going to have one mod, guys. Just one. And that's Improve Hotbar by Pip. This is out of convenience. And that's another thing. I'm not going to cheese this game. No. If it's way too broken or I'm cheesing it an exploit, then I don't really want to do it. So I want to limit myself to cheesing. No cheesing, please. So but I do like the hot bar. It is for convenience, and I do believe in convenience. Oh boy. Yes, I do. In fact, I'm going to get some of the gift bags just for convenience. So you guys don't have to like wait for me to go to a source fountain and then come right back to where I need to be. And okay, guys, here I am now. Yeah, no. So, but let's get on this. Let's go single tactician honor. Yes, we know. Yes, we know. And we're going to go straight to the character creation screen. And let's go to Losa. There we go. She is not going to be a wizard. She's not going to be a witch. She is going to be an enchanter. There we go. Yay. All right. Appearance. Skin of wheat is fine. Face. I like face 5. Hairstyle 7 is fine. I like the weaver. Yeah, the blonde. I think that looks good. Okay. Presets. We are going to go. We're going to take 1 out of intelligence, 1 out of con. We're going to put 1 to strength and 1 to wits. Okay. Abilities. We are going to take a point out of arrow thurge and we're going to put it into scoundrel. I just think scoundrel right here at the beginning is probably the strongest. Yeah. Okay, then we're going to take a point out of lore master and you put these max out at 5. But for Losa being the avatar, I recommend you use persuasion on your avatar. So that is what I'm going to do there. Okay, confirm. Now spells. I'm going to take away rain. We are going to get hail strike. But adrenaline and chloroform, I just think are very strong. So I'm going to go with that. Talents, we're going to take away Far Out Man. Although I do like Far Out Man, I'm not upset with it at all. But we're gonna go with Savage Sortilege. Yeah, it gives magical skills a crit chance equal to our crit chance score. So I know this is a little early to be taking this because, well, our crit chance score is 5%, but there is still a chance. So let's start this.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead, I became part of their story.
Okay, and so that happened to Losa as well. She got shackled and collared and put on this ship to Fort Joy. And so we get off the collar table, I guess, if you will.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry, the sedative will wear off soon enough. Easy now, no need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
Okay, so this is the hot bar here.
Damn. And here I was hoping my upstairs visitor was just playing tricks on me.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on, guys. I'm just trying to take... There we go. Now I want it that. Nope. Wrong way. There. Okay, so I'm going to go 3 stacks with this. You can go up to 5, but I think 3 is plenty. So we will take a potion first. Yeah, that was a whoops, but that's all right. Okay, so we have Hailstrike, Chloroform, and Adrenaline. And let's do the gift bags now. Let's see, the first one is Source Meditation. That way a bedroll refills our source slot. And Animal Empathy, that way we can talk to animals. Hagglers, I like. Yeah, Ifin is going to be our bargainer, so we're going to stack that on him. Bargaining skill, and then but his discount applies to all the rest. Enhance Spirit Vision, that way we can spam Spirit Vision and it'll stay on for quite a long way. I do choose Fort Joy Magic Mirror just because when we get our crew together, they will all be at level 2, and I would like to allocate their points like I found them at level 1. So that's why. Improved organization. I wish this worked, but no. Then the last one will be Endless Runner. Yeah, we're just going to run a little bit quicker. Achievements disabled. It is not true. I have Script Extender version 60. So we will get the honor mode achievement when we get that far. Okay, so let's add Endless Runner to Losa, and then we can lose it. Okay, so now let's hit the tutorial deck, and we're gonna loot like crazy everything that we can, since bargaining is going to be huge with the stuff that we find. I will be doing a lot of crafting, guys, so we'll go over that stuff. Hopefully it's stuff that you guys like to see and want to make for yourselves. Okay. Got the key to this door. Let's go on through. Wood chips. Hey, we got a minor potion back. Okay, so let's grab this crate. We're going to throw it on that pressure plate. In this barrel is always a pocket knife. We're going to equip that. It's going to go in our main hand. So then our offhand, we can do a sucker punch skill. And so we can set knockdown with it. As long as our opponent doesn't have physical armor.
Come here.
So 2 sides of this. We have physical and magic armor. As you can guess, physical is better for melee protection, and magic armor, well, for magic spells. just as simple as that. Okay, this Magister Renard.
The Magister Guard snorts and sniffles as he sleeps. You're almost impressed that one man can make such a phlegmy racket.
So let's take a look to see what he's got. Anything we really want? No, he doesn't. But you always want to check, because now that we've seen his inventory and we take him out, we have a very high chance of getting all that gear. So we're just gonna take our leave. And then encourage. This is great for a pre-buff. And so we get 1 to strength, 1 to finesse, intelligence, and con.
I should have known there'd be trouble.
Well, if you're gonna know there's trouble, why were you sleeping on the job? Alright, let's attack. So then we're gonna use this adrenaline, 2 action points right now. And let's use that sucker punch. And he's down. And so
I'm
yep.
not one to let sleeping dogs lie.
So we got all that stuff. Other than we did not get the pillow. That's the only thing we didn't get. So all pretty good. Okay, rope up here. Lockpicks. There is one in this barrel, always here. And it's there so you can pick this lock. However, by taking out the guard, we got the key. So we can preserve that lockpick. And I want to do that just because they are great for trading. Okay, we're going to grab this ooze barrel. And let's take that ooze barrel and combine that with the pocket knife. Come on. And then we're going to add a little bit of poison damage to our pocket knife. 1 to 2. Oop. Oop. Okay. Next, we're going to grab this candle. We're going to throw it in the poison. Burn it off. Fly jerk mushroom. Okay. There's a pillow. There it is. We got it. Couple minor healing potions here. All right. Now we just attack this door. And again. Alright, 2 hits. There's a little poison residue at the threshold of the door. That's why we're poisoned. We cannot die from it though. It doesn't last long enough to kill us.
And I'm back where I started. Nowhere to go but up.
Alright, let's leave. Okay, and then let's just start looting the laboratory. They've got all kinds of gizmos, contraption, and, well, junk. Yeah, it's pretty much all just junk. Stuff that we're going to use to trade away. Okay, let's grab the skull. Yeah, these jars have some grotesque things in them. On this table is a gold cup. Make sure you grab that. It's worth some gold. Okay, we're done looting here.
Right,
Let's
you're looking a bit more chipper.
talk to her.
Yes, there you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
So again, let's hit the trade button. Let's see, and she's got pants. This is what we want on this deck. We just want some clothing. Well, for obvious reasons, but it adds a little bit of physical protection. You'll see what I mean. We will equip these pants right now, these stained pants. +1 to physical armor and 0.1 movement. Yeah, there it goes. And it looks stylish.
Good gods! There's been a murder here.
Okay, so let's loot this room. Oh, we got a... Wow, I didn't even need to trade for him.
This again?
Okay, let's check to see what these magisters have.
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass.
Yeah, no, nothing we gotta have. Really
Behind the
looking
magister,
for
a bloody
clothing.
mass lies in a heap, Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
We're gonna take our leave. All right. The murder that they're talking about is this guy, this poor guy, Finn. And you can see when we pan over him, he is red. So, and that just means that we cannot steal, because if we were to take a look in that, it would be stealing, and yeah, we would get in lots of trouble. So, but let's talk to Waters.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this.
So let's take a look at what she's got. No, nothing. We're just gonna take our leave. Okay. Let's keep going. Lots to explore on this deck.
Rubbish.
Including this game has a whole bunch of tools in it. Well, not a whole bunch, but several, I will say. And one of these is what we just grabbed, this bedroll. We want to put that on the taskbar. We click it, we get rested, fills up our vitality, and there's even a rested bonus, as you can see. So bedrolls are extremely valuable tool.
I'm trying to concentrate.
Almost as good as a knife. Oh, we got muddy mittens. We will equip those. We got some nails. Very nice. Greasy key underneath this crate to the pantry. Let's go on in. Yeah, we're just going to start grabbing.
Junk.
Let's just start grabbing. And the other side of the room. In this barrel is always a restoration scroll. Let's grab that. Make sure we have
Never
it.
thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
Right.
Lots of
Always knew the
potatoes.
truth rocks and messed. Your kind always hung
And a
closest
couple
to
of
our
garlic
line,
here.
like wolves around a campfire.
All right, here's Victor.
I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your sub story somewhere else.
No, nothing that I gotta have.
Knuckle in it. I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if
Let's
you
talk
can
to
carry it
Gil.
on.
You one of them? A divine order loyal? They killed a sorcerer, you know. They'll hide the evidence well enough, but make no mistake.
So he does have a shirt.
Messed.
Yeah, I'll
Your
take it.
kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
You've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor
You
gets
can
here,
wear a
we'll
bucket
drive over
for
the side of
a
the ship.
helmet, but I think it's your initiative goes down. Couple more bedrolls here. No, I gotta equip that shirt, don't I? Stained shirt. Okay, so on this deck, all we have left are shoes, really.
There has been
Okay.
a murder, Your Majesty.
Go into the kitchen,
Maybe that has the Magisters more
and we're gonna
concerned
grab
than your
everything that we
rubbish.
can. We're gonna help this
Don't you
fine
get saucy with me.
lizard
You
out.
really don't know the first thing about sauce.
Try to save her a bunch of work. All right, let's talk to.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too.
See what she's got. No, nothing we gotta have.
Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
The indignity.
Can we just skip to the
Very
part
much
where I
so.
hear
All right,
some
let's talk to Jalen.
Name?
My name is Losa. Yes, the Losa.
Well, you aren't here on my list. Scram, eh? We're trying to catch a killer here.
See what he's got. He's got a pumpkin. I recommend grabbing
I'll
those.
tell you if you can
can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Deck of cards and a bucket. He wants 2 buckets. Okay. Yeah, we'll make a soup out of those. Okay, let's lastly talk to Paid.
Here's the register, ma'am. Good, good. Magister Williams has just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far?
Yeah, I feel fine.
Glad to hear it. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Alright, let's see what he's got. Oh, a needle. We have the shirt, but I like the short stick and I like the sharp rocks. Yeah. Oh, I guess that's too much. Let's put... I don't know if I need any. No. We'll give him 1. So what happens when you're 1 over? It's gonna raise their attitude up. So you can see it raised his attitude by 1. The max you can raise it to is 100. And that's for all NPCs. Okay, we have Wendigo here, cornered by 3 Magisters. So we do not want to rush in there. For the most AP, or XP I should say, we need to get everyone aggroed first, so we're going to start a great big fight. I do want to, before we do that, point out these 3 kids. These kids also have material that you can get.
Hey! I know who you are! You're a singer! My mum likes you!
Well, then I like your mom. Yeah. Okay, so... Yeah, I'm not going to give a kid beer. No. Okay, then we have Sandy.
I know you. I heard you sing once. Before. Out there. Wow.
Okay, alright, Sandy doesn't have anything. And 1 more, Trice.
Wow! You look cool.
Thanks.
I like your hair.
Uh-huh.
I like your eyes.
Yeah.
I like your colour. I have one too.
That's not so good. Don't really like that. So here's some more muddy mittens, but we're good. We got all the clothing that we are going to get. So we're just going to run the rest of the ship barefoot, but that's okay. All right, so I like to get these 2 aggroed first, just to get this party kicked off, you know, kind of right. And, well, that didn't aggro them. I'm shocked, but okay. We'll have to wait for the cooldown. Then we'll do that again, and then they will be. Alright, one more time. They didn't get the message. There they go. Now they got it. I want to see if Waters gets aggroed. We need her to. That's the thing. And let's go now.
I'll come back to you, and you better be ready to talk here.
Okay, these 2 are going to be hell-bent on chasing after me. Okay, there goes Waters. Now she's aggroed. Good. So everybody's in motion so far. What we're trying to do is run back, and now we want to go into this room and get these guys going. And the only way to get them going... Oh, ow. That's why we need a little bit of physical armor protection. Is so that then they will be in the fight, and then we will get XP for them when they disappear.
Glory is mine.
So up top here is the Rolodex. Yeah, this is the turn order for how everyone goes by initiative. And it doesn't work that, you know, if your whole party has more initiative than anyone, that you're in a disagreement with, or in an entanglement with, I should say. So now this dog is petrified, so he won't get an attack of opportunity. And what we can do here is use adrenaline. And I don't know if we have any food. No, nothing that I really want. So I do want to down another minor healing potion. That way we get fully healed up. And then let's run to the door. Right there. Now we got them triggered. Now we're going to back off. Yeah, on fire. We should be okay though. Let me use encouragement just to increase it. Yeah, so now, and you're going to find them up here on the Rolodex too. They're a little ways down, but here's those 3. And the reason why we backed out of that door is because 2 of those Magisters are Rangers. And they will turn and shoot at us. And it would take about 2 hits and we would be, well, we would be history. All right, good. I was hoping that he would not go after me. I feel bad for Pain though. He got an arrow to the face. Yeah, Waters, you're so far behind. It's not funny. There it goes. Alright, so here comes Source Blast. Look at that. Fight's over. Fight barely got started.
What's happened?
Okay, and we should be at 1375. That's how much XP we want at this point. Alright. Now comes the fun part. Now we get to go looting all these dead Magisters. And we're gonna get quite a bit of loot. And now, looking into Finn, now that Waters is gone, we can, and yeah, it's kind of disgusting, but a chunk of flesh here, which also has a skill attached to it. But we already know it. Okay, Swain, well, payback is a witch, right? Alright, we need to keep attacking. She's worth XP. Yeah, even though our attacks are super minor, but there we go. We get 100 XP and we get some of our stuff. Let's run this way. Sheep. Now all the origin characters are laying passed out on the floor. If stealing is part of your game, you can steal from them. But stealing is not part of my game. Alright, let's grab everything off of this table, including the fish, the wine, the chub, the plates. And an empty cup. Okay, then we got those 3 Magisters that were here. And then here's the confiscated goods chest. And depending on what you pick for a class, is what kind of weapon you're going to start off with. And we picked an enchanter, so she gets a two-handed staff, and it is an air staff. And with that air staff, we might as well add a little bit of poison damage, because we still have that ooze barrel. There we go. And it's, yeah, adds 1 to 2. In this display case is always another bottle of wine. We can grab that. Let's go upstairs. Let's go in this door. There is another gold cup. Let's see if we can't pick this barrel up. We should be able to.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters.
Okay. So this source hound is worth XP. So let's level up. He is wet. We want to shoot. Well, let's get him frozen. Alright, let's shoot. I don't know. I guess we could get close enough to attack. Chloroform, we'll put him to sleep. This is dangerous. We're standing in water ourselves, but he is stunned. Okay, next. Hail Strike. He is chilled. Chilled to the bone. Alright. And he does the electric slide. And we get an eyeball. Okay.
Damn, that doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
Okay, in this back room here are two magisters that are grabbing their knees and praying for mercy. Scared like little children. But they should be, because we are coming in. However, a little slow. Just if you have thievery, this would go probably a lot quicker than what it did for me. But well, the result is good. Okay, got a fire arrow. So let's do this. We're gonna pre-buff. Then let's go head their direction.
Thank gods! By divine grace, who was that howling?
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer!
We're just gonna draw our weapon and say, I want to be done with you.
He leaps to attention and brandishes his blade.
That's fine. I'm not scared. Alright, let's do Hail Strike on these two. Maybe we can... No, they got chilled, but they're not frozen. Alright, we'll go with the first one first. He is doing the electric slide. Let's see if we can't do that on the next one. See if he knows it. He might still be practicing. No, he knew it. Yeah, you could tell he was practicing. All right, let's loot these two. And we get a cracked sword. Always look in this bookshelf because there is a resurrection scroll. I'm hoping we won't need too many of those throughout this Let's Play. Fingers crossed. Ink plot. Yeah, we can grab that. Alright, in this chest, cloth scraps and a slice of meat. Okay. Let's go through here. We get my first bow. A little bit of gold. Water arrowhead. We can grab this barrel and put the fire out just like that. Okay, a dead knight, rotten eggs. Shirt, same size.
Fresh hell is this? Something's pounding on the hull.
The same size and condition that ours is. All right, we got a key to this door, and we want to go in. And you can see in the back here are also barrels marked Death Fog. So this is where we're going to learn about Death
The marking
Fog.
on the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You don't recognize the symbol, but it's clearly warning you away. You press your palm against the door to open it. The wood feels neither cold nor warm, but simply grey. The color drains from your hand, and you are left numb.
So we're going to pull open the
It doesn't
door.
budge.
We're going to use our key.
The door groans open, but an ashen shadow clouds your mind.
And then a void woken breaks through the ship, busts up the barrels, and this is Death Fog. And for a living character, this is instant death. And there happen to be a knight and an inquisitor out there. If you're playing as undead, well, have fun. Go take your loot. But Losa certainly cannot. Yeah, there's no way. There is a way to cheese in there if you want to actually grab a couple of those barrels if you want to take them down to the beach, stash them somewhere and use them for later. That is definitely an option. All right, let's close this door. Let's search these barrels. Nope. So we got a fight at the top of the stairs, so we might as well get a little prep for it. Here we go. And that Magister just got slapped silly. He is down. And so we've got these two Voidling here. Let's Hail Strike. That way they're frozen. We will use our staff. These guys have an amazing range. They can travel quite a good distance. Alright, let's use our staff on that one again. Okay, and then let's climb down the ladder. Love that. Love that. Yes, you can slip on the ice in this game. He's got one heck of a reach, but let's delay. He might get all the way to me. Yeah, and attack. All right. Let's use chloroform. It's this one. No. Nope. Don't want to do that. Because we had 2 turns. Okay, so now let's go up the ladder. And then let's use chloroform on that one. Put it to sleep. Now we can freeze him. And take him out. Okay, let's do a little bit of looting. And we get a fireball scroll, which we're going to use that here in just a minute. Magister Knight. Voidling. Okay, this is where the game kind of teaches you about sneak mode. So what we're going to do is go into sneak mode. Crawl up to right about there. Right at the edge of the line. In fact, well, I'm surprised we're not seen. But what we got are 2 magisters up here at the helm of this ship. And we want to get these 2 aggroed at us as well. And that's where this scroll really comes in and helps out. Leave that alone. Alright, sometimes they just don't get it. I don't understand. Still don't get it. No, we're gonna have to wait. We can't shoot chloroform that far. Oh. Alright, let's try to get it highlighted on it. Jeez. Alright. Gotta try again. Yeah, we've gotta, to get the most XP, they've gotta get aggroed. I don't know if it would do any good to back up just a little bit and go maybe right there. Yeah, let's try that. Let's see if that works. That might get their attention. Attack! There we go. Fight. Yeah, they're gonna attack us. Ouch. But all we have to do now is just walk forward. And then we have the Void Woken. Yeah. And we get the 2. They're each worth 100 XP. So we got 200 XP, and now we got level 2, and we haven't even left the ship yet. Okay. Let's check this crate. I was hoping the fire would go out by now, but no such luck. I'm just gonna have to run through it. Get up here. Let's loot these guys. Okay, and there's always an improvised wand here. Alright, let's run back. We're going to use the bedroll. Heal back up. Okay. Let's talk to the kid.
Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
You said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
We're going to call the dwarf a yellow-bellied coward, and we're going to return to the lower deck to check for survivors.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear?
Maybe not. So let's go down the ladder. Let's go see what these guys are in danger of here. Let's do our pre-buff here. And I'm going to run this way.
If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder. There's a... Wait, Void Woken.
So what we got here is four Void Woken. However, this time we have friends. And we have all the friends in green, and they are green because they like us. Well, they might like us, but they like that we came back to rescue them. So that's why they are now friends. We're going to take on this one. Miss. Let's back up.
These beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch.
And that's Beast. Use battering ram. And then petrify.
They were about to triumph.
I've faced worse.
Let the games begin. I'll yield to none.
Hey, you took my kill. You took my kill. Oh well. That one, well, see, that's what happens when you take my kill. Yeah, and you're gonna see that a lot of these fights are extremely messy.
Oh wait, we don't have much time.
Alright, so they're all dead.
Not tarry. This old tub is about to burst.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. The most you're gonna get out of these guys is some giblets, and yeah, we're good.
Wait! We need to wait!
That thing! There's no time!
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
All right, so we're gonna wash up on the beach. Yeah, and
Well, the Order's right about one thing. First comes Source, then comes Voidwoken.
okay, so let's start.
The lone survivor.
No, you are not, Leslie.
Well, thanks, disembodied voice.
So I'm gonna grab a few shells along the way, but here is our first waypoint: the ancient statue of Brachus Rex. And you're gonna notice that there's containers all over the world and to search and find things. Tam here.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots you, and his arms snap to his sides.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
Well, we're gonna let him be, but we want to see what he has. I do want the needle. And we get and we give him some reading material. Just what the kid always wanted. Sometimes, though, you want to check his inventory because he may have a ring. It's pretty rare, but it's known to happen. Okay, got some short sticks. I grab all wood products. What I mean by that is short sticks, long branches, logs, that kind of thing. Okay, we have two Voidwoken over there. I do not want to fight them, but I do want these leather scraps. So let's grab those, and let's move on.
This again.
Look here, Quercus. Another giant. My word, this blasted isle is teeming with them.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna skip Sir Laura.
What's that? But that is what? Oh, we need only.
We're gonna wave the rodent away, and we don't have time to talk. He's persistent.
Aye, the giant takes notice of its charges.
So too, we're gonna shoo him away.
The squirrel looks.
Yes, dismiss the squirrel. I know for those of you that see him as a very high entertainment value, I apologize. Let's keep looting on our way by. Here is the Red Prince. We will recruit him, just not quite yet. Give me just a minute, because it is imperatively important that the cat that we're about to encounter is kind of like a cat in real life. It picks its person, right? Cats usually do that. They'll come up to somebody and
Black cat. Here, kitty.
and then
Here,
the,
kitty, kitty.
you're basically their person for life. Well, same holds true here. So now this black cat is always gonna follow Losa wherever she goes. But we want that for the most XP. Yes. Yeah, if we would have grabbed Red Prince and ran up here, or with the Red Prince, the cat would have seen him and then said, "You're my person." So, okay, let's loot here. And what I want to do is, this is going to be our first crafting session, I guess, if you will, or event. I don't know if that's the right word either. But anyway, you combine a campfire with a cooking pot. And we have many because there are many in Fort Joy. And I will be showing you where these are. Yes, I know. I know I'm probably going to get annoying, but it only takes a second. All right, so let's interact with the cooking station that we have just now created. And what we want to do is make some dinners. And we have lots of stuff. Like 2 hams. Giblets do the same thing. We have raw mutton. That'll do the same thing. We also have a raw slice of meat. That'll do the same thing. Even fish. We got a herring, so that'll do the same thing. There we go. I think that's good. Good on dinners. But we also got this pumpkin. And let's use that and make pumpkin soup, which gives us 2 to wits and heals 20%. Dinners, 2 to strength and heals 20%. Dinners are a little bit better than the mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes will heal 10%. Okay, that's it. So next thing, let's go back, and now we're ready to recruit the Red Prince. Let's see, he was down over here. He's an interesting fellow, to say the least.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red color. Could he be... Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep.
So we're going to greet him heartily and say, "Glad to see that you survived the shipwreck."
The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, 2 smouldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hold. You have my gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
I was just glad to help. Doesn't do any good to sit idly by when people are in danger.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we? Now then, if there's nothing further.
What are you doing here, standing on that rock?
I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was gazing out over the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean?
I see memories, childhood days spent in the sun.
Memories? Quite so.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire I see continents dotted with mighty cities, and shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost.
Lost? What do you mean exactly?
What do you mean, what do I mean? I mean just what I say. I had a very actual empire that I lost.
Oh.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am?
No, I have no idea who you are.
Oh, may the seven have mercy on their own creation. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the World-Tamer, the spouse of the sun. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have.
Okay, then why don't you travel with me? Maybe I can even help you get your throne back.
Truly. A kind offer indeed. And you've already proven to be trustworthy enough. You came back for the others on that ship after all. Fine, I accept. On one condition.
Okay.
For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer, one of the mystics of my kind. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company.
Okay, I promise you.
Jolly good. So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without saying. As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you?
So I'm going to make him a fire mage and a summoning fire mage. So, number 4, I'm interested in somebody with the affinity in the arcane arts. Do you know much magic?
Wizardry is embedded in my nature as deeply as the instincts to breathe and drink and mate. The dominion over fire suits me best, truth be told, but there is no school of magic I cannot master.
So, I'm interested in a conjurer, someone who can summon aid to the battlefield.
Very well. Onwards then to victory or death.
That settles it.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between courtesy and contempt.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be traveling with a prince. Proper forms of address include Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, or if you're feeling particularly frivolous, Milord. As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings. Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to it you'll pick up the rest as we go. So, without further ado, let us be off.
And let us be off. All right. So, like I said, we got him at level 2, and we're going to respect him to level 1 stats. And I will do level 2 level up at the beginning of the video. I will try to do all the level ups at the beginning as well as crafting at the beginning. And once I get both of those things out of the way and update our progress, then we will head on out and continue the adventure. So, hope that sounds like fun to all of you, and I want to thank you for coming along with Mr. Navidon. We'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.